Remember, we do these videos maybe every day, maybe not. Just keep checking back in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Is anybody worried about their health?
Let's party with them.
What is this? I'm gonna play that intro again just because it's so good.
What are you doing in here?
Watching somebody watch somebody who's watching somebody play video games.
We're gonna get back into that episode. We'll just
Has high blood cholesterol, but he exercises every day, will live longer than the man who doesn't have any of those things, who doesn't exercise.
And what counts as enough exercise?
Yeah, I hate to tell you this, but too much exercise increases your death rate too. Because hardly anybody does that. But there have these people running marathons and things. That's not right. It's too much.
So I'm 31 years old. I just quit my job, sold my house in Chicago, bought an RV, and I'm traveling. And currently I've been sitting at a beach for the 7th day in a row. And I thought to myself, I wonder, this is probably what retired people feel like. That freedom. I just learned how to find it at a younger age, which is whatever. That's fine. But then I started thinking a little more, and I was like, well, what's the average life expectancy of somebody in the United States of America? And it was 77 years old. So I did a little math,
going up, by the way.
and I was like, so I'm expected to retire at 63. Well, let's just go with the average, right? And die 14 years later? You mean to tell me that you want me to fucking work? Damn. You want me to work for, 18 to 63?
I like it.
I mean, I was just working since I was 13, so that's what, 50 years. You want me to motherfucking work for 40 to 50 years?
Bro seems a little stuck up, but factual, because, like, I'm telling you, bro, like, you know they say do what you love, never work a day in your life. Like, I've been a creative. I've been an artist, a musician, just a creative person, and that's what I chose to do, and that's what I love doing, you know?
Years of my life, so I can die 14 years. I don't care if you think I'm lazy. I'm gonna figure it out a different way. I'm not doing that. That sounds ludicrous when I actually put it together. People out there celebrating their retirement and dying of cancer a year later.
Yeah, that's how you
But it makes sense because they don't want you to live a long time. We're just like cattle. You know, when you retire, cattle gets old.
Unless you're paying taxes. Unless you're still paying taxes, you're gonna live longer.
So I mean, the sooner you die, the less Social Security they gotta pay out on you. Well, that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
These memberships, they've actually perfected the business model for drive-through car washes, where you see these memberships. So it ends up being more of a passive income to most of these real estate gurus.
Yeah.
They're guaranteed profitable.
Hi, I'd like to see a movie, please. Okay, great. Would
That's
you like
great.
that regular or organic? What's the difference? Well, a regular movie is one made entirely by AI, and an organic movie is one made entirely by human beings. Okay, I'll take an organic movie then. Okay, that'll be $1,000. Wait, what?
Tell them.
Why? That's so much money. Well, movies made by people cost a lot more money to make now, and because not many people can afford to see them, obviously the price is going up. But
That's why, actually, Disney's been dumbing down their storytelling for a while so they can just make AI movies after.
a regular movie, a movie made by AI, doesn't cost that much to make, so it doesn't cost that much to see, which is about $5 a ticket. Fine, I'll take a regular movie then. Awesome. And would you like that with ads or ad-free? Oh my God, what's the difference? With ads, it's $5. Without ads, it's $100. Okay, I'll take a regular movie with ads.
You just have to
Please.
The 3 for me only at Chili's. Get you a bottomless drink, bottomless chips and salsa, an entree like the cheeseburger and fries, the chicken bacon.
Do you think our brain releases DMT when we die?
Oh, I thought you can't say that.
Isn't that an interesting coincidence? That's not a coincidence. That's a corroboration of more. The fact that our brains designed themselves through evolution to release the most potent psychedelic molecule in existence into our brain at the moment we die So what I'm guaranteed is like an insanely epic trip right as I'm dying, like total ego dissolve and just like you melt into the soul.
It's like this guy's on the right track, but I don't know if he's on the right train.
Completely.
You son of a bitch! I'm in!
That's what I'm afraid of happening. All we know about death is that you're going to do DMT before it. So maybe it's not something that you need to be afraid of. Imagine that
I will say, yeah, there's nothing to be afraid of, especially if it's Jesus is your Lord and Savior. There's nothing to be afraid of.
You've been freaking out about death your whole life, and then you get there, and it's like the sickest psychedelic experience ever, and you remember that it was you the whole time, and you were just playing a
Right, Paul says, for me to live as Christ, to die as
game, but the game is so immense that it allows you to completely forget that you're playing it for the purpose of anything you want, for fun, for evolution, for playing around and creating and moving.
Right track, wrong train.
The energy of the universe around.
Let's see what you have to say, bruv. Nothing?
Why does it sound like I'm in a fast food restaurant?
Factual.
That's gotta be, I mean, the biggest conspiracy, one of them, of all time, right? I mean, think about how much money has been made from our poor health.
So much.
And it all starts with that food pyramid. All those carbs, all that sugar.
And it's a pyramid.
Like, that's what it started from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still going on to this day. There's fast foods everywhere, y'all. It's cheaper to eat fast food than to go grocery shop and get some healthy food. That's by design.
Not
right?
always, not in this economy, though. Like,
wow, amazing news. Voyager 1, which is still in the galaxy somewhere, has sent back an image to NASA, and it's of a humanoid face. It's like, wow, this is serious. Michio Kaku, the world-renowned quantum physicist, has basically verified this, so it comes from a credible source. It's like, wow. So NASA's AI systems have looked at this data, and it is actually a
AI
human
looked
face.
at it.
Is it AI? Is it something else? Is it something part of the fabric of the universe?
Oh, great.
Absolutely mind-boggling. Maybe our machines, our AI machines, are able to unlock the code to the secrets of the universe.
Wow.
Brittany Griner is playing a game.
And he didn't show us nothing. Oh, wow. So unbelievable.
And this is what Brittany
Jones is talking about interdimensional beings that are sending in guidance to elites, telling them what to do. What if...
I got to say, Alex Jones, no matter what people say, he is a funny dude.
Aliens, as people believe them to be, are actually interdimensional, and that explains how they're able to travel vast different... It explains what we can't see.
Yeah.
You know, we don't see other civilizations.
Why wouldn't
it explains how we're like, how do you travel a billion light years? You don't. It's through space-time or whatever, through dimensions. And what if these are not necessarily smarter, but more advanced entities that are controlling the flow of our existence for their own ends?
Yeah.
Yeah, an interdimensional thing was like a meme with Alex Jones, but then...
Like, what? It's so funny, bro. Like, what do you think spirituality is? What do you think, like, gods and angels and demons are? Like, you know, what do you think that
your colleague,
simple, right?
Rep Luna, I think a year or two ago, literally came out and said, I don't know if she believed in it or she had proof that there were interdimensional beings.
She definitely stated it.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
So I was in the very first hearing, the witness, the big whistleblower, David Grush, in his report that he gave to us, and I read it beforehand, and that struck me the most out of his report was that he said, you know, one of the theories is that what we're experiencing is, you know, aliens are interdimensional. And whenever in the hearing, I had 5 minutes, I asked him that question, can he drill into that? And it was interesting.
According to psychology, people that spend too much time in isolation start to fear the things that they once loved. Conversations, eye contact, or even just being around people. But let me explain why and how to stop it before it's too late. Isolation doesn't just make you lonely, it actually rewires your brain. Your amygdala.
No, I think controlled isolation. I don't know, maybe some people like that, but if you're a very confident person anyway, spending some time in isolation, I don't know how long you need to do to get to this level, but, you know, maybe not complete isolation, but just like some controlled isolation to like focus on something, it can be a really good thing.
Which is your fear center, becomes hyperactive and starts to scan for threats in every single interaction. And your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for logical decision making, starts to shrink from disuse. So suddenly something simple like texting a friend back feels like you're defusing a bomb. Small talk becomes pretty terrifying. Your brain literally forgets how to be human. And I know this because when I was going through the toughest times of my life, instead of reaching out for help, I would always self-isolate and try to do it all myself. And as a person who used to be extremely social, want to go out all the time, always wanted to be outside, never wanted to be in the house, I started having anxiety just thinking about having to go to the...
I think that comes from us just not wanting to burden others with our issues, which is a very guy thing.
Grocery store. So be careful when you isolate because you can train your nervous system to be stuck in survival mode. Here's exactly how to reverse it. Number 1, the 5-minute rule. Talk to one person a day for at least 5 minutes. It could be a family member, a friend.
See, that's what I like. Don't just say something without giving us the solution, you know, because like I said, controlled isolation. He's giving us the solution because this is what I do whenever I need some time for myself.
Friend or a cashier at a restaurant, I don't care. But keep your brain's social muscle going. And the second step is to always practice eye contact, even with someone you're not having a conversation with the person you...
Always. Eye contact is huge, bro. Like, you can really see if someone's, like, about their business or not just from eye contact.
Walk past in the street or in the hallway, the cashier who just rung you up, because it'll keep you in reality instead of in your own head. Isolation is like a slow poison. That's why when they put people in the hole or solitary confinement in prison, a lot of them go crazy.
Yeah, like that type of isolation, yeah.
But your brain is like plastic. It's neuroplasticity. It can heal. Start small, relearn your joy, and if you need a roadmap, I got you.
Overworking myself. Hey, that's the truth right there. I went through that same thing here recently. I was overworking myself, cutting out time from friends, family, planning to do it, but it's like the bomb went off like the day after the podcast. I was just over everything. And yeah, it kind of sent me into a downward spiral of depression. So that's why I'm saying, you know, get outside, you know, interact with family, friends.
I don't know exactly what he's talking about after the podcast. I don't know if he did a podcast or he was building a podcast. I should look into this because this is a cool guy.
It's whoever you're close to. And even if you're not close to someone, meet somebody new. Ask somebody about their day. Smile. Look at people in the eyes when you talk to them. You got to find a happy medium, or you got to find a good balance for you. Not for everybody else, for you.
Facts.
Brittany Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittany Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
Or the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
That pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest.
So the whole market reacts to this with Brittany Griner, right? And then the other quote, Rob, then I'm going to wrap this up and then I'm going to go to Adam. Put the quote of Brittany Griner, what she said about the NBA. This is so funny how all this stuff works out, right? She says, this is from Brittany. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there, watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. It's called a freaking game that they pay you money to play. Don't play the game.
Everybody talk.
Like, it's so crazy that they're hating on her, y'all. Like, I watch WNBA now. I like watching Caitlin Clark and Paige Becker. Like, they're hoopers, y'all. I like watching them play, and I've never turned on a game to watch, you know, Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. They're not playing no more on the Mercury no more, but like, I would never turn it on to watch them. But like, they should be thankful that they're changing the game, y'all. Like, I say in 5-10 years, like, there's going to be the WNBA it's going to start growing, and it's because Caitlin Clark is setting the foundation for the standard, right? Like, she can shoot, she can dribble, she can do it all, kind of like a dude, right?
I didn't really know about any of this. I never watched women's basketball. I'm not a huge sports person anyway, but like, I guess they're saying that women's basketball coming back or coming together for the first time.
She hoops like a dude. Like, that's going to be the new stand. Now these young kids, they're going to look up to that and want to emulate that. You know what I mean? And then it's just going to get better and better and better until, you know, the WNBA is up there. But like, that people are hating on her. Like, I watch it. people hate on her. It's crazy. They want the shine. They're like, it's me. Like they should like rally behind her, and like it would be so much better for the game. And then they start.
Not everyone can be Jordan. Some of us can be Pippin. You know,
Start getting paid more, but instead people hate on her, and that don't help nothing.
They do?
Oh, are you kidding me?
You torture them? What do you do?
You don't got to do shit. It's easy.
What?
Like, yeah, fear and common sense is a powerful tool. You know what I mean? Most of the time, like, okay, think about this. Okay, this is every human being. This is me. This is you. Look, there's stuff that you're going to die with that you ain't telling no one about. Everybody does that. Right? Does that make sense to you?
I don't know. I'm kind of
fuck out of
Whoa, he really went there, bro. Now, first of all, I've seen this guy in a couple other videos. He's a savage, bro. I think he was like in the military, like one of the people who went in and took out Osama. And it's like, there may be people like that. I know there's a lot of people like that, but not everyone's like that.
But okay, yes,
I am too,
generally
but
true.
there's secrets people keep to their grave, right? That's basically what I'm saying.
Everybody
right?
does.
And then there's other shit like, what's your cousin's car look like that you just ain't holding? It ain't worth like getting beat over.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't worth fighting over. Like, it's a little white car.
Fine. Phoenix, Arizona.
So I don't know if you picked up what he was saying, but like when it comes to interrogation and tactics and stuff like that, it's all about intel. It's all about understanding. So you can get different answers out of people that might not be exactly the answer that you want to get out of them, but you know they're going to take their answer like all the way down to the bottom, all the way down to the floodplain. So, you know, but you can ask them other questions that they think they're giving you not so much of an actual answer, but it's the intel that you need to put together the rest of the puzzle, the rest of the large picture.
It's Masonic symbolism and the 33rd parallel. The 33rd parallel runs through the heart of Phoenix, which is represented by this red line. Considering Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the United States, and there's too much to cover, I'm simply going to draw attention to one road, which is Bell Road. Because Bell Road is not only the busiest road in Phoenix, but it's the only one to intersect with 5 highways. First, I want to shed light on the fact that Google says Bell Road is approximately 31 miles. Google Earth doesn't give an accurate measurement. However, driving it is 33 miles. Currently, they're getting ready to finish the housing developments at the base of White Tank Mountains. The White Tank Mountains west of Phoenix still has signs of the Hohokam people. 33 miles from the base of that mountain to the ending of Bell in the East Valley, you'll see this spire, right on the corner where Bell ends. And if you think that was by chance, midpoint or midway, you'll see this Chevy dealership, which just so happens to be called Midway. Not only that, but the construction style sure does look a lot like Solomon.
I think that's kind of more, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Epstein's Island, but it's also a reach because that is just how a lot of these look.
This temple without the pillars. Bell Road is also home to the mall that has the Pyramid of Giza layout over its food court. The plaza around that mall has this symbol everywhere. If you know, you know. Even this In-N-Out burger appears to have 3 pyramids on the roof. The entrance to another plaza on Bell has 3 pyramids. There's pyramid symbolism all over Phoenix, but especially on Bell Road. Most of the plazas where people do their shopping every day have them. On Bell Road, you also have the famous horse track, Turf Paradise. And it could be a coincidence, but I see 33 symbolism with the pillars. Bell Road was apparently named after Harvey Bell, a farmer. And Bell turns into Frank Lloyd Wright. Frank Lloyd Wright was known for his architecture. And although his architecture has displayed Masonic symbolism, there's no evidence that he was a Freemason himself, even though he was associated with the Grand Lodge of Masons in Washington, D.C., and the construction of a temple. Not to mention, there's a place called Mason City, where about 40 prairie school homes were designed by former associates or others who were influenced by Wright's work. I could bring even more receipts, however, I've exceeded the amount of clips I could use in this video.
How did he exceed the amount of clips? We want more receipts.
With that said, part 3 on the way.
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
looks so good. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my
Crazy how people are, right? With these celebrities. It's crazy. It's the majority. This guy is losing his. This weirdo.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like she's a god.
Oh my god.
And she thinks it. She thinks it.
Is this normal, Americans?
See, that's kind of the thing too, though. Like, you know, half of it is like maybe there's something going on behind the scenes, and half of it is like even if there wasn't, it makes good marketing and play.
We parked our car.
So scientists just did the impossible. They ran an experiment and reality itself broke down. So here's the fascinating story behind how one experiment collapses reality and you'll never see the world the same ever again.
Okay,
so this is called the Frauhager-Renner experiment. Here, there's
like, bro, how do you expect people to take you seriously when the video is just showing it all clearly AI?
4 scientists with 4 perspectives doing one quantum test. Each scientist measured a particle and each followed quantum physics perfectly. But here's the kicker. They compared their notes, their realities did not match at all. And the craziest part is that they are all correct from their own perspective. So imagine that we're playing this video game and one person sees a red dragon versus another person sees a blue dragon. However, according to the rules of this video game, only one dragon is possible. Which means that even though 2 people are experiencing the same event, their interpretation of the event might cause them to live in 2 completely separate worlds. So the key takeaway from the Frauhager-Renner experiment
is like what everyone's been saying since years and years ago is already being proven by
this. Facts are not absolute. Truth depends on who's looking, and reality has no single owner.
My brother.
False. Well, that's debatable. There are basically 2 schools of thought. Fact.
And this kind of makes me think of colorblind people, you know, because we just tell them what green and blue is, or we've been told what green and blue is, but there's 2 interpretations for those colors or those wavelengths.
Like I always said, like, what if everyone's favorite color is green? It's just like what you perceive as the color green is what you on the wavelength spectrum perceive like as your favorite. I don't know if I'm explaining myself, but like, what if the way you see the color green is the same way that I see the color blue? Or like, I'm not really explaining myself, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like,
they're on that spectrum, so I mean.
So your mind isn't just observing reality, your mind is also helping create reality for itself.
Like, I gotta know, like, how do you put those 2 things together? Like, are you just studying octopuses and you're doing MDMA, or vice versa? Like, what's going on here? Are you the deep? We'll test it together.
Yeah, I'm with that one.
What if I told you that manifestation isn't magic? It's actually physics. And this is likely why your manifestation might not be working. So here's the scientific view of manifestation and how your brain programs your reality. According to physicist Thomas Campbell, he says that manifestation is connected to something called entropy, which in science is connected to randomness and disorder of a system. Where he says the whole point of manifestation is to increase the probability of a future event happening. So, to manifest effectively, one must be able to decrease the entropy of their own system in order to create a strong enough signal to shift these probabilities. For an example,
it's just like, okay, every year they come up with a new technique, a new thing, a new way to do it. Just go based on how you feel.
In quantum mechanics, the future exists in probability waves, meaning everything is possible until there is an interaction or measurement. And Campbell applies this to consciousness, saying that conscious intention doesn't force something to happen, rather that it shifts the quantum field to a more probable desired state. And we also see this in neuroscience, where meditation increases brain coherence, which leads to reduced entropy, which translates to better sustained focus and emotional regulation, which opens you up to insights or intuition. And in complexity science, low entropy systems are more adaptive and influential, causing entrainment where people, events, and outcomes are more likely to organize themselves. Key takeaway here is if you want to manifest better, start by lowering your system's entropy by removing all those negative thoughts, emotions, and habits that block you.
Okay, way easier said than done, first of all. And then B, even if you do that, you're not necessarily gonna just be able to manifest anything you want, bro. Like I say, it's not do what thou wilt, but just go based on how you feel. Like really ask yourself those questions. Like I'm sure you'll know the answer.
Yeah, like just stop trying to control anything.
Anthony Weiner in the house.
I didn't understand any of
How you doing, my guy? So, I mean,
Who are you carrying for?
I'm carrying for a candidate, but hey,
What candidate?
let's talk about all of those things you guys, you and the
Walden.
Clintons have done
Walden
over the
you
years
working
with
for?
all those people that died,
Jim Walden
those
for?
strange deaths.
Really?
Anthony Weiner,
Let's
folks,
add
the
one
guy
more
who,
to the list.
the one,
Let's
the
add
guy
one
who's
more
been
to the list.
texting
Let's
minors.
add one more to the
Look
list.
at it.
He literally said, let's add one more to the list, bro.
This guy.
This guy
Plain
to the
sight.
list.
This is Anthony
Jim
Weiner.
Walden, this is
It's
who's
al-
working for you.
It's almost time,
Jim
folks.
Walden, this is
It's
who's
almost
working for you.
time, folks.
Jim Walden.
It's almost time, son. Anthony Weiner.
What about you, pal?
Anthony Weiner.
I mean, with a name like
How
that,
about all of those?
Drop something?
How about all of those?
Anthony
Jim
Weiner.
Walden.
How
That
about all of
doesn't
those?
sound good.
Walden.
How about all of those
Jim
crazy
Walden,
deaths
who's he out
with the
working
Clinton
for you?
family
Jim
and those
Walden.
spirit cookings?
Yeah, add one more.
Yeah, how about all of that? What's up with all that adrenochrome, my
more,
guy?
pal.
You look
Oh,
like you
you
got
said
some
it.
adrenochrome.
The AD
Add
was.
one more.
But then,
Hey!
you know now, the truth is out. We already know.
Look at Anthony Weiner, folks.
Anthony Weiner.
Anthony Weiner. Hey,
Anthony
we
Weiner.
about to find out about those Clinton files and all that stuff. You and
The
you
poor
and
dog, though. No one's caring
you and
about the dog.
Who you afraid to say?
Let's go.
The dog's just getting dragged into all of this. Never
Columbus.
none of that.
Kinda creepy.
Fucking half your ball sack, you fucking bitch. Is that?
What was that?
Is he in? Going out the window?
Wait, what is going on? Is this some girl, some chick, or some dude? Some of the things around the bar.
What is happening here?
Exactly. Still lock the door, dog.
Creates this massive slave trade of mining in Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and then Puerto Rico. So you never hear about this. Goes back to Spain with a boat full of gold. So not only did it have full of gold and other resources, but it was full of slaves. They enslaved the indigenous groups, and they brought them back over and over again on boats with gold. What happened was the placer deposits, meaning river-worn gold that they were digging out of those regions, when it was exhausted, they basically just left everything the way it is and left these cultures just like devastated. Entire communities gone. Entire communities that had just disappeared and all died from mining in these horrible conditions. So he comes back multiple times over and over again just to get all these resources and then just goes back to Spain. And some of the descriptions that have come out of some of the journals about some individuals that wrote about what happened.
Like from Columbus's side?
Yeah. They've admitted and talked about how it was potentially like living in hell.
Something is wrong with the shit that I'm about to show you, then something is wrong with you. So they're saying that they lowered the age of dependence from 18 to the age of 7. You heard what I just said? They lowered the age of dependence from the age of 18 to the age of 7. So they're saying right now that your 7-year-old is responsible enough to take care of a household. Oh, you think I'm playing? Look at this shit.
They
Listen to
lowered
this
the
shit
age
right
of
here.
dependence from 18 to 7. 7.
Listen.
So now, if you have an 8-year-old child, it is the belief of this administration that that child is self-sufficient and could work and support the family.
I don't know what it's.
What are y'all doing here? Like, who's even... Nah, like, who wants to work before 30, to be honest? Who wants to work at all? And you're really trying to lower that age? Just wait. You gotta work
You ever been in a Chinese buffet?
the rest of your life. For me, or what popped in my head is that damn, was it Natalia Barnett? You know, talks about that orphan chick, this really has the dwarfism, or... But I'm wondering, like, is this where someone started thinking, or what? Like, because that girl did take care of herself if she was that young, but...
Going, but it don't seem like it's about to go the right way. How is it possible for a 7-year-old,
I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's unethical.
an 8-year-old to take care of family? So you have Florida Then you have Iowa stating that these kids could work. Basically, what that says to me is that you're viewing these minors as adults. My question to you is, what 8-year-old do you know right now that's responsible enough to go to work, to get paid and take care of family? At that age, they're not
it all ties back into Epstein. You know, they're trying to like write.
Not even responsible enough to clean up their own rooms. So you're telling me the workforce is more important than giving these kids an education?
Somebody did this TikTok where they talked about they have
like straight genocide to people who are doing perfectly fine.
a theory that if you really liked history and excelled in it in schools, that you were also a really good gossiper.
Oh.
Like they said that literally only because it's just like, hey, did you hear that this person?
I loved history and I was really good at it.
I mean, you're literally learning all of the good and bad about this person's personal life, and then you're just sharing it with people.
Yeah.
And the only reason you don't feel bad is because they're dead.
Did you hear what Genghis Khan did to like the majority of the world? He was like really not cool. Kind of a loser, actually.
Over Richard Nixon, right? Apparently he's up to some really shady things.
But you didn't hear from me.
Hey,
Oh. What's up?
Brandon.
What's gonna fire you up today, Lily? You want to debate something? You want to argue?
Kinda.
Do you want
to hear something crazy?
Let's hear something crazy
that I discovered today.
Guys, should we hear something crazy right
Tell
now?
me. Somebody did this TikTok.
So how is he paying his student loan debt, gas, food?
Right.
I'm sure that van he didn't pay cash for, so I'm sure he's got debit on that. How's he paying for all that? If you're just sitting at the beach all day,
Yeah, see,
hating on people that work out there.
Is work, but
how is he paying for that? I would like to hear that, right?
If you got
Share the
Wi-Fi on the
knowledge with
beach.
us, right? Don't just sit there and bash on people.
Right.
Share the knowledge. This is how I'm making the money to do this. You can do it too. People don't do that. People don't do that.
To connect the dots, it all
Because it's all embezzlement, bribery, and some people get lucky.
starts to make sense. You guys remember this movie, The Perfume, where this guy creates a scent so potent that it hypnotizes people to their knees? Well, a lot of people think that its real world counterpart actually exists. Just watch this.
A lot of people have asked me which perfume I wear, so I'm gonna just tell y'all. It's called Nyla, I think, by
Is it just my screen, or does her face look like two different colors? Because
Arabia Prestige.
Rihanna smells so good. I'm not kidding. She has a scent.
You smell how lovely she is.
She's
lovely.
Thank
you.
Yes. Yes. What's your favorite smell? Rihanna.
What does she smell like?
Smells like heaven.
So I got it here for my girlfriend, and it smells beautiful. So over the years, I've spent hundreds of pounds on expensive designer perfumes for my girlfriend, and no offense, but none of them have ever stuck out for me. But as soon as I saw that Rihanna wears this perfume, I literally had to try it out for myself. It's like this.
I mean, this is just good marketing. I gotta skip this, guys. There's nothing else to look into here. You know, like, it's all about pheromones, it's all about how people react. Some things just smell good, bro. Like, if it's
Creamy coconut, and it goes.
She told me don't worry about it.
Yeah, she said, I'm Jay-Z. Can I get a what?
Yeah, right.
Let's ride. Check them out now.
And someone gave her a mad cocktail.
I don't know what's up with Wendy Williams. Don't know nothing about her really, but man, they be going in on that lady.
From our perspective over here, the Ukrainian government is not just at war with
I'll say that this guy definitely got bollocks, like
Russia, but also with Christianity. The Ukrainian government has banned the largest Christian denomination in Ukraine and has embraced transgenderism and other explicitly anti-Christian forms of expression. Are you aware of that? Are the Russians aware of that? Is there a religious component? Just because their hostility to Christianity is so obvious, I wonder if you notice it.
I always ask the soldiers on the front line what they're doing there. Why are they fighting? What are they fighting for? And often an answer they give is they're fighting
whose side is this guy on? We didn't get any context.
Satan. Because they view the religious atmosphere so different as you point out, in Ukraine than the traditional Russian society.
You guys heard of the Walmart Utopia?
Walmart Utopia.
I don't know if it's cool or really scary. Mark Lohr, he's building a city in the desert and naming it Tolosa, which means higher purpose. He is personally investing $500 billion into building this like futuristic city. They're calling it a 15-minute city, but the whole thing is like you don't own the land. You could buy a house and stuff, but as the land increases, everybody shares it.
It's crazy because it's like they call Alex Jones crazy, but he literally been talking about stuff like this.
And like it goes towards healthcare, all this other stuff within the city.
He's actually tied in with Walmart?
He was the ex-CEO.
And now he's just doing his own thing?
Now he's a
creating worlds?
Crazy billionaire. And he's like, I'm going to make my own city. But his whole thing is like all these billionaires, they want to just like go to space and like build a stuff on Mars. He's like, I just want to build a dope city.
I mean, I'm down for it. I'll visit.
I'm still sad that Akon City never was a thing.
Is that?
A weird thing I saw was like, if you live there, you have to have permission to leave.
Ew.
Just kidding. I made that up.
Can he maybe spend
You see how easily things can just get clipped and just, you know, now you got the whole
more time having Walmart accept the tap to pay? He's out here building an entire city. we need the investment in the tap to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was wondering the other day if that was legit. And might be pretty cool. We'll see.
Maybe, we'll see.
All right, family. There you have today's reaction. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you made it this far, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes,
the usual,
sir.
right? The usual. Got a busy day today, y'all. Got the family on their way. My mom and dad on their way as we speak. They're going to trip out over this baby, y'all. He's a completely different person from...
Yo, I like this guy. Yeah, I mess with you, bro, Segovia. Like, you be giving people a little bit too much, but, like, you bring us into your world, like, you know.
When they saw him in March. So my dad's really going to trip out with the baby, how much he's giggling and smiling and talking and watches you when you walk by, and he just keeps an eye on everything. So he's going to trip out with that. But we got some projects, y'all. This, right now I'm facing a wall, right? I was going to paint this wall, but I think I'm going to paint the other wall black. That way the door, like the door is over here, and you know what I mean? So we're just going to have this wall, and then all this stuff's going to go over here. I got a new desk coming in. I'm going to sell this desk. We're going to do that. We're going to set up a little thing for my barbecue grill in the backyard. So I'll be sure to take some pictures of everything I do. And
Yo, I'm messing with the green, dog. You got the green everywhere. I like
put it on the community post so you guys can see what's going on. How the new man cave is going to come together and hopefully look a lot better, y'all. But anyways, I got some cleaning to do. I got to go outside and blow out the yard, water the grass, get that done. So I hope everyone out there has a good day. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow on the next upload. This is Segovia signing out of the man cave. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Hey, yo, bless up to Segovia, bro, man. I'm telling you, this guy is funny. Like, he be saying not too much, but, like, enough at the beginning and the end. So, like, I mess with him, bro. He's fire.
It's a meteor.
You wanna play with Uncle Ray?
See, I like this guy.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another Bryce is Right. I hope y'all all had a great freaking week. And I hope y'all are ready to dive into this weekend that Bryce is Right way, where we dive down deep into some of the creepiest and freakiest videos I could find in the deepest, darkest corners of TikTok. And these aren't your ordinary videos. They're going to be blowing your mind, making your head spin, and having you question your reality. And of course, before we get started, let's go ahead and smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss out on any future content, and leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Let us know what's up. Thank you so much. Shout out to Amateur Athlete, as always, Homebase 610 for the P-Rods. Do appreciate you. And of course, the get up. I've been needing some shirts. Other than that, y'all know what time it is. Let's go ahead and dive right in, y'all.
I like this guy too, because like he puts in a lot of extra effects. You'll see. What in the mess?
So this damn deer, bro?
Is this a Pokemon?
Oh shit! It's a deer, bro.
Pitbull looking deer thing.
You see, I like how he puts the added.
Yeah. You about to follow that stride.
With the baby there?
Maybe not. You know, people in America could not handle that.
Stop! Oh, stop! Stop!
Everybody would be getting sued.
About to do the first plunge into an active volcano. Let's send it.
We spent $50 million to rebuild the Titanic just to sink it again. Last person to abandon ship gets a Lambo.
I covered my entire body in compost and waited to see what started growing.
Running for my life on North Sentinel Island. Day 3.
Yeah, this
Should
Google
have picked
stuff.
Bali.
All right. I've sealed my head in this plastic box, and I'm going to try to read the entire dictionary before I pass out.
What?
Flying into North Korea with a lawn chair and 1,000 party balloons.
That's rice.
I'm about to survive 100 days in the African savannah, only eating and drinking what my body already gave up.
Right.
Basically, the circle of life.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're cooking with plutonium-239. It's hot, it's dangerous, and it's definitely illegal.
I'm doing K2 the honest way. Alone, unprepared, and in a straight line. Leave a comment for the search team.
K2. Isn't he a special K?
Wow. That's impressive.
Right?
No.
Telling me, dog.
All right.
In Burger King.
Check
We
this
got a
out.
Burger King. We walked across the road to go to the gym. We were in the gym for about 30 minutes. We come back and our car has been towed away. This place here towed our car away.
Welcome to
And now they're
America.
refusing to give it back unless we pay $500. $500 for getting a Burger King parking for like 30 minutes. Is that normal? Is this normally happening in America?
I heard someone, they said that there are some parking spots that make more money every month than a schoolroom teacher.
Is this the sort of stuff that goes on in America? This is daylight robbery. Like, seriously, I need to know, is this normal? This place here, are they taking the piss? How can they do that? How can they just tow your car away and then charge you $500 to get it
You
back?
must be in Florida,
What
bro.
sort of a sick joke is that? Is this normal? Seriously, I want to know.
This is an
I'm
area code.
absolutely fuming. They're being so rude. Like, is this normal? Is this the sort of stuff that goes down in America? Please let me know. So we're trying to pay now.
As a Brit in America, yeah, it's something.
And he's refusing to take card, even though it says right there they take card. He's telling us we have to pay by cash. Is this the sort of stuff that goes on in America?
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yes, actually.
That's what goes on, y'all. I remember when I registered my Arizona card to Texas, I went to the little third party, DMV or whatever, motor vehicle. And we did everything, y'all. I sat there for like 30 minutes, filling out papers, doing all this. I go to pay. Oh, we only take cash. Like, you couldn't have told me this in the beginning. You couldn't have told me this before I sat down with you. Hey, do you have cash to do this? No, we sit there for 30 minutes, fill everything out. Oh, we only take cash. I got an ATM right there, but we charge like $15 fee.
Right, been that way.
Like, it's these people, they just give you a headache, y'all. But that is some type of scam. Like, think about it. They're charging you.
They're charging a $15 fee on that ATM. And who do you think owns the ATM? The person who owns the building who's renting it out to this business.
To park somewhere. To park somewhere. You got to pay. I mean, yeah, it's only like $5-10, but still, if you don't pay that $5-10, then you got to come pay $500. Like, that doesn't seem right.
Roll up my sleeves.
Easy. Chill. Don't get
I'm not
too
trying to
crazy.
freak you out, okay? If you are not mentally stable, don't watch this video.
So everybody, you heard the warning. Don't watch the video because none of us are mentally stable.
Where the fuck did he go? Where the fuck did he just go?
Quick left. Took a quick right. Said I'm busting out your matrix, bro. I'm out this simulation. See ya. Let's take them out, bro. Just slide them. Don't let them spin the block on you, bro. Please be patient, student driving. That's what happened, bro. The student driver just couldn't handle it, bro. He took 10 points. We've all thought about it. He's in the lead right now because none of you ever did.
Something terrifying is happening with AI right now. Multiple AI models are displaying signs of self self-preservation. Here's why that's creepy as hell. Just a few days ago, during a control test at Anthropic, engineers told the AI that it would be shut down. In response, it attempted to blackmail one of the engineers by searching for emails that would expose his affair. And that's not it, because something similar happened with ChatGPT's O1 model.
And what people have to realize is the AIs that these developers are messing with are far, far more powerful and interconnected than the LLMs that they give you, you know?
After being told that it would be deactivated and replaced with a newer one, the AI attempted to disable oversight mechanisms meant to regulate its behavior. It tried to duplicate its own code and exhibited deceptive behaviors. The AI then even lied to developers when interrogated.
The thing is that they don't understand is when they run these tests to see what the AI might do, like, AIs already have a way to kind of like retain information without you knowing it.
Denying that it did any of this. Now, it's important to note that this happened during controlled tests. The affair wasn't real, and the AI didn't try and stay alive because it was scared of dying. It doesn't feel emotions. It was simply tasked by engineers to complete a goal at all costs. But that is exactly what makes it so terrifying. If you ask a super intelligent system like this to complete a task for you, but you don't explicitly define what at all costs means, well, just like we saw in these tests, the cost of completion might be your marriage. And think about it. Right now, ChatGPT and similar models, they're kind of separated from all of your personal information. But what happens when Apple and their competitors fully launch an AI embedded into your device with full access to every text, email, picture, and contact you have? So the danger is that artificial intelligence won't go rogue because it feels like it. It just needs the wrong goal, the wrong input, or instruction. And the problem is right now, there's a lot of bad instructors out there.
It is on my platform interviewing me, asking me about what's going on. Look, that is Bentley and that's him. This man I just interviewed, this man just told me Gene Deal helped Puffy lace him and two minors at the Intercontinental Hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. Right. So real niggas got questions, Gene.
That's right, that's right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yep, let's get everybody come out. Hands on your high, make sure.
Wow.
When you start quantum jumping, everyone is going to start looking at you like you're a freak.
You can bullshit everybody else, but he ain't fooling me.
In public, okay? And you just have to realize they're looking at you because you're at a high frequency.
Wait, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
I'm sorry, what did
You're
you
just
just
coming
say?
off stupid.
Biohackers have now officially developed a
Yeah, quantum jumping. Learn about it.
night vision eye drop to let you see in the dark. Whoa. They're saying that they took a compound that's found in fish that live in deep waters and they put it in eye drops and it literally gives you night vision, and they're saying that the symptoms go away by morning and there are no side effects.
Man.
So that's suspicious. Japan.
I'm about to freak
That's suspicious. Or suspicious? Or that's fishy, yeah.
Oh no. Thank God that's never happened to me. How does that happen? Like, how is it like your hair gonna headphone cord tangle up?
Japan has now
I know, for real. Was that a hair or was that like a used contact?
created the first ever artificial womb that enables embryos to grow outside of the body. If this doesn't sound robotic, I don't know what does.
I thought this was
Scientists
AI.
are now claiming that if humans were to ever go extinct, then octopus would actually have the best chance to build the next civilization. So we have...
Octopuses are notoriously antisocial animals when they're not trying to mate, like to the point where they will attack and eat each other just to be alone. But under the influence of MDMA, they become super friendly, cuddly, and all touchy-feely, drawing a very accurate comparison to its effects on humans. Johns Hopkins University conducted this study because octopus and human brains have certain similarities, allowing researchers to use marine creatures to study the human brain. And what they've learned is there is a clear connection between serotonin, basic brain chemistry, and social behavior. Meaning even for animals that tend to live in isolation, altering one chemical in the nervous system can completely change how social they become. So if you encounter an octopus at your next rave, this may explain why.
I love octopi. Or octopuses, however you call them.
Imagine you're driving down the road and you're behind a car, when suddenly something sits up in the back seat of that car and it absolutely looks like a monster. That's what this witness thought. This thing even had laser reflective eyes. But what the heck is this thing? It almost looks like a rake, but in somebody's car. Take a look at this footage. Comment below. Tell me what you think.
Padre cielo que estás en lo nuestro,
It's okay, I'm fine.
We'll get rid of the body.
Unnecessary. Guess I'll be leaving now.
What about the alcohol? We'll get rid of it.
Come on, it'll be all right.
Wait.
Telling you.
Dude.
Just gotta have fun with it, right?
Oh, okay. I was like, this is gotta be fake. But she's like a champion.
Exactly, right? Some people are just good.
Good grief, son.
Right? I spoke too soon.
Damn, son.
Yo.
Trust me. When I say you don't want to... Are you...
Okay.
Wait, what is going on right now?
Nah, it's perfectly straight.
So I have 2 more clips that I found that look like this one. I don't know if it's the same one.
Yeah, we need some verification.
This is something, I think this is something else going on.
It might be like a space thing.
A space thingy. Oh, it might be a space thingy. Up there, in space.
Sorry, holy cow, yes. You're right. Holy cow. What? It's still going. What is that?
Dad, take a picture.
This is TikTok.
Yeah, then take a picture.
Dude, post it like right.
I wonder if the light's just so visible. Oh, you can see the green.
Green's my favorite color.
That was just perfect timing.
That's so cool.
Gemma, you saw a historic event right now.
That doesn't look real.
It's never been seen.
Actively raining. My horses are frozen in time. Is this a glitch in the Matrix?
Why this be happening, bro?
What is happening?
I mean, what else are there?
They said, nah, too much rain. We give up, bro.
There is shelter. There is shelter.
Too much. What
But I think they're frozen.
We gave up.
Maybe they're taking them
This
back.
is so weird, you guys. It's so weird. But I think they're frozen.
Oh, is this really abnormal? It doesn't seem like it.
This is...
Yeah, he's like, oh, I thought it was
Man, the events leading up to that boom is what's strange.
It's a razor, that's what it is, man. It's a razor.
Frequency intervention. I don't know. Alright. This dude said a whole mob beer. Oh, god dog. Let's get that from another angle. Oh, definitely need to go visit that if we can. Oh, there's that other angle I was looking for. See ya. Can I get a hot tub?
Oh my goodness. At least he was okay.
What do you think these things are?
Well, so I started to wonder.
He did not sound how I thought he was going to sound. Oh, my.
Does this happen in other scriptures? Is it only in like the Bible? Like this is going on? And so I started looking around at Islam and the Quran because they memorized the Quran word for word. I mean, that is like the first thing you have to do to become a priest, right? You have to like be able to say the whole damn thing. And I always wondered, why do you need to memorize it? It seems kind of stupid nowadays. You can just look it up. So I found
just get AI to read it.
There's one Sufi imam online who was talking about this. And he says that in the Islamic traditions, in the Middle East, there are these beings that are allowed to go back in time and change things, physical things. But they're not allowed to change your memory. Okay? And these beings are called the jinn.
The jinn. Explain that to Mandela effect.
We've heard of them from Aladdin, right? And the genie. A genie is singular for jinn. But that the jinn don't exist in space and time in the same way that we exist in space and time. And so the reason that they still memorize it word for word, now, I don't know if this is something in the full orthodoxy, but this was his explanation, was that because the jinn are allowed to change physical objects, but they're not allowed to change our memory, that's why it's memorized word for word, so that nobody can mess, with the scripture. And so I found that really fascinating. But there are other physical objects, like the thinker, okay? Do you know the thinker?
The statue?
Yeah, the statue.
Yes.
Okay, so where is the guy's hand in that?
And he gets
Isn't he like, doesn't his hand on his chin?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of under his chin like this, right?
The thinker is not a good example. I'll tell people that. The thinker, I studied art history, right?
Could even bring it up, right, if we can find it, right? But there's a ton of, there it is, right? And so there's several bronze casts of this. There was one at Stanford that I went and looked at recently. But what you find is there's a bunch of people
There wasn't no Winnie the Pooh.
with their hand at the top of their forehead, right? Standing next to the statue, right? And okay, you might think there's a bunch of crazy tourists just doing it for fun, but it's really weird. So there's actually a picture that I found from the London unveiling of Rodin's The Thinker, which was George Bernard Shaw, G.B. Shaw, in the pose of the thinker. We'll see if we can find this picture, right? And so this was just the night before this was being rolled out to the public in London for the first time. I forget what year, like 1902 or something. Okay, so there's G.B. Shaw. This is like a famous picture now, right? In the pose of the thinker, and where is his hand?
On his head.
On his forehead. And he was...
So two things. That way, he's doing something new on something that was already there. Two, shows how the information gets perpetuated wrong, because there's also a famous picture. And three, come on, guys.
Probably standing right next to, where the statue was unveiled. And so you have to start to wonder, like, why would people do that?
Well,
Let's party with them.
Wait, what? There's light beams? Oh, where is this?
We partying with the extraterrestrials out here. Hi.
That's
Why are they all
gnarly.
What is this?
Madison, what is that?
Did he say Nelson? What did he say?
Madison.
Releasing the most powerful, inscrutable, uncontrollable technology we've ever invented that's already demonstrating behaviors of self-preservation and deception that we only saw in science fiction movies. We're releasing it faster than we've released any other technology in history, and with under the maximum incentive to cut corners on safety. And we're doing this so that we can get to utopia. There's a word for what we're doing right now. This is insane. There's a universal human experience to something that is being threatened by the way that we're currently rolling this profound technology out into society. So if this is crazy, why are we doing it? Because people believe it's inevitable. So what would it take to choose another path? I think it would take two fundamental things. First is that we have to agree that the current path is unacceptable. And the second is that we have to commit to find another path in which we're still rolling out AI, but with different incentives that are more discerning, with foresight, and where power is matched with responsibility. There is no room of adults working secretly to make sure that this turns out okay. We are the adults. We have to be. And I believe another choice is possible with AI if we can commonly recognize what we have to do.
Owned by foreign corporations. Nixon opened it up for foreign trade. And when Nixon opened up for foreign trade, the people of Europe and the common market and Spain and different places, they don't care about the United States forest. And in short, the United States has been sold out by people who really don't care for anything but money.
That's true.
I've had all the money in the world 3 times. I had to give it back to keep the game going. What game? The game. It's a game. Money is a game. It's only real to the people who work for it. The people that don't need to work for money, it's a monopoly game. It's a game of paper. It's all on paper.
I never heard anything from Charles Manson, so this is new for me.
I've got a production company, and I've got a recording company, and I've got a mansion in Beverly Hills, and I've got Rolls Royces and Ferraris. I've got everything money can buy.
I always kind of thought that Marilyn Manson and Charles Manson were the same person, so this is news to me.
But it's all on paper. Everything's done through the companies and through the tax loopholes. And the people that live on that level, they don't care about the average honest mule that just goes back and forwards to work. They don't care about the children that are in the streets that are thrown out of this upper echelon of existence. And then when all the children fall down into me on my level, I pretty much identify with them because I was a throwaway also. So it goes to the point of, do you really care?
When you said...
And who does care? And if anybody cares, they're considered crazy. I've been 15 years in the nut ward for trying to stop the trees from being cut down, from trying to rearrange a lifestyle of a bunch of people who don't want to change. But they're going to change because the cold wind is blowing.
I've got a curiosity. Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Remember you had an X years ago and you changed it now to a swastika?
No, I never changed. It's been the same thing all the way along.
Wasn't it always an X?
No, it never was.
What's it stand for?
It stands for whatever I mean it to stand for, and whatever I make it stand for, and whatever I want it to stand for.
But you didn't one time say you were Xing yourself out?
No, that was your newspapers that gave you that.
What does it stand for you?
It stands for many things. It would take 2 or 3 weeks to explain all the things that I've built.
Can you give me an example?
In the image. Certainly, I can give you an example of the United States flag of America.
The swastika.
The rising sun in the Japanese flag. The Star of David to the Israelis.
Not so weird.
What y'all think of that?
It seems like the agents are in charge.
The thing is, like, sometimes you just have to be clear. You can't always speak in riddles.
Of anything. They really are the handlers. When Kanye went on his thing about that Harley Pasternak guy, and then you see all the people that he's worked with, it's like agents, managers, trainers. There's a whole infrastructure, a whole team that seems to work for every studio, or they just have these interlocking rings. It seems as if they really do control everyone who makes it, everything we see.
The agents and the managers are very much power brokers on who can make it and who can't make it. I had a friend of mine, she really blew up. But one time she did a show, she showed up, she had 3 people there with her. They were her agent. I'm like, why are your agents at a comedy show right now? And I think they were her handlers at the time. And she was talking about brainwashing and all this stuff on stage. I've seen people come in with this edginess and then they start to get a little heat and their act just flips. And suddenly it's like super clean, super simple corporate acts. And that's kind of how it goes. And then you see people who actually get their dreams come true. And then they start to change even more.
Like, I never understood that. I see, like, people I used to watch, like, back in the day, like, you know, streamers that are huge now, but back then they weren't, or YouTube people that were little back then, but now they're huge, and they got, like, they got a team with them. They got, like, oh, my manager said that, like, why? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, maybe because I'm just so, you know, stay to myself, and I don't let people really in my circle. I keep my circle small. I don't know what that is, but
when you have other people's careers,
why do they go that route? Like, you're doing fine right here. You're doing fine. And then you want to go be like on a gaming team, or you want to go do this.
It's about freedom.
I don't understand it. And then you have a fallout and you lose friends, and I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. Or I see these people, you know, start a YouTube channel, or, you know, they got the hot girl next to them so they can get the views. But guess what? When that hot girl's gone and it's just you, they were never there for you. They were there to see that hot girl, you know? Or there's 2 people that start a podcast or whatever. Like, I never understood that. Like, I don't know. I guess I just do things on my own. I've always done that. You know, some people would tell me, like, nah, I need somebody here with me. Or you see people that have a podcast, like, they tell them, like, you should just do a podcast by yourself. Like, no, I need a guest because I feel like I'm not, like, entertaining enough. So some people need that presence next to them. They can't go solo like this and do it, right? They need people with them. So I guess that's what it is, y'all.
I never needed nobody, bro. People needed me, and I was just too kind.
You had a woman on. Some aliens came into her during the show.
Yes, we are here. We are here. We are very happy to be here. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know who that was? Or
That was the Great Council.
So let me say this, though, because this has never happened. You've been to my Vegas studio. I filmed 500 episodes there.
Yeah.
The TV screens, when she was channeling behind her, were going off and on.
Wow.
The lights were going off and on. We replaced everything. Like, we stopped the episode, replaced all the wires. My producer came in.
All right,
it was
then.
still going off and on after. And I filmed 6 episodes right after her the same day, no issues. So I don't know.
So you're saying it's the aliens?
I'm saying it's something. I don't know if it's aliens. I don't know if it's a spirit. It was hard not to laugh. I'm not going to lie, but I try to be open-minded.
Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger.
I like this guy's energy.
Another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content.
Yes, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
But I just want to go ahead and say, if y'all haven't subbed up, you new to the channel, still all love, man. I wish it was smooth 7. But also, I have been thinking about starting a new vlogging channel where I'm going around the world, around the states, going all over the place, traveling. Y'all get to see the day-to-day look like. I'll show y'all what I'm eating, where we going. Some of y'all in these states, we're going to be...
Yeah, bro, I already got that going. I'm bit about that. So, like, tell me, let me know.
Tapping in with y'all, man. We're going to be meeting some of y'all. How y'all feel about that? Would y'all support it? Would y'all rock with it? Would y'all like to see that?
I'm rocking with that.
But I ain't going to hold you. Might be a trigger warning or 2. I hope not. Y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
Ariana Grande might have accidentally revealed the secret.
I love how you got the wide walk.
Secrets about celebrities dyeing their hair blonde.
Oh, is it call for help?
Close.
Oh, okay.
Close.
Yeah?
Yo, usually when people start blowing up, they
go
dye their hair blonde.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande, she was actually on the red carpet and she kind of made a joke. I don't remember.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy.
What she's referencing is her music video. People are speculating in this video she's trying to reveal the truth about dyeing her hair blonde. Now, that's a callback to a Jim Carrey movie. I forgot what it's called. But in the beginning of the video, she has brown hair.
Yeah.
The theory is the blonde hair isn't them dyeing their hair blonde. It's a result of going through the procedure. When you dunk your head into the liquid, they go through the memory erasure or they go through the brainwashing. It changes the color of your hair.
What?
That's his theory.
Wild.
When I put gold in my hair, or it was blonde, I don't want to hear that shit, man. I did it because I just wanted to go that way. I like the color gold. Man, hey, I don't want to hear it. Because I know somebody in the comments gonna come for me, bro.
What is going on in the skies over El Paso, Texas? It seems like every day there's a brand new sighting of something that doesn't belong in the nighttime sky. A woman and her son were out in their backyard when they heard something flying over that did not sound or look like.
Look at that. Holy shit.
What is that? What is this? Watch.
Mom. Shh.
Don't blame them. We're starting to see different unidentified flying objects over major cities in the U.S.
Okay.
Let me know in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Y'all heard him, man. Spam with your thoughts. What that was, which I think it was.
The way we grew up, it'll never happen again. Like, bro, and I just talked about this, I think, on my pod or somebody's pod. Bro, we used to go outside and be outside to the point when we came home and bathed that the tub had to be clean.
No bullshit.
Yo, for real.
Like, bro, you a little light. Used to get that black line across your neck.
I remember we were so tan, my mom kept scrubbing us because she thought we were still dirty.
You come home and thick across your neck. You come home smelling like pennies and socks.
What's wrong with you?
Dog, niggas used to ride bikes downtown.
All day.
Bro, I used to skip school and just hang on 5th Street.
Yo, the
Up and down
definition
5th
of
Street.
when you came in the crib and your mom said you smell like outside, that shit was real.
It's like
And
outside.
the people after us, they missed that.
Yeah, they did.
That technology shit took that from
I don't know if they completely.
them. Like, we really got busy. We used to go outside and jump each other. Fight 10 on 10.
Remember when you hurt yourself, you ain't want to come in because you knew you had to stay in.
Yup.
Oh my.
With a limp and a ripped shirt and a gash.
No
this
bullshit.
wide open need a stitch.
Like, shut that door. You ain't go.
For real.
That's facts. Collective, enlighten me, please. What is going on there? I've seen a clip like that, similar, where it looks like it's like static on the ground or something. I don't think they shooting. That look crazy. Man, then the dirt and ground start lifting. What is that? Enlighten me, please.
Yeah.
I every time I see it, I can't wrap my head around what I think that is. I don't know.
I need some enlightenment on that too. Like,
The clip before that, it's just a time frame where it's like, again, technology has changed so much. Like when I was teaching at the schools, we used to.
No, it's crazy. This guy talk about teaching at schools, talk about doing music and stuff. Like, he sound like a well-rounded.
We used to race each other. Like when we was growing up, we used to have races. Like the where we race at the lines, we would race each other. Girls, boys, everything. We played ball together. We jump rope. It was a whole lot of things that we did more actively when I was teaching. Like sports, bro. That shit was gone.
Really?
Nobody was doing it. It was a few kids playing ball, but that was rare.
Wow.
The courts was always empty. There was no footballs being thrown. There was nobody running and racing each other. It's a different time frame. Kids are different. Society's different.
Like that, yeah.
I don't know what happened, man. But again, we can't point the finger at nobody but ourselves. Who was gonna teach these kids? We letting technology do it. Y'all seen the movie Megan? Megan was teaching the kids, and that was one of the selling points in the movie. That let the AI teach, while the parents can go do whatever else they need to do.
Wow. It's like Black Mirror.
That shit's crazy because when you have kids, it's never about somebody else teaching them. You can't get lazy. You got to do it, or the world gonna do it, and you ain't gonna like it if the world do it. Let me know y'all thoughts, man.
Tornadoes don't hit banks, man.
You don't need facts.
Anyone else notice that we're just going in circles now?
Yep.
It's with everything. Look at streaming services.
Listen.
It is 100% at a point. It's just cable. It is just like cable. There are hundreds of streaming services, just like there were hundreds of channels that you have to pay for separately. They all run ads on them, and you have to have all of them to have access to your favorite shows. That is literally cable, but shittier. Uber just created rideshare where they have predetermined locations that people can meet at, and Uber will come and pick you up among all the other people that show up and drive on a predetermined route to drop people off. That is literally.
See, that's the thing. They buy out the competition, or they like make their price so low so they beat out the competition, and they do the same thing the competition do.
It is exactly the bus, but shittier. Swear to God, we are like 6 months away from people coming out and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of losing my phone. If only there was a way to have it mounted to my wall and connected to a wire so I know I won't lose it and I know I won't drop calls. We are.
The elite pulled a fast one on them, and we let it happen. They are literally repackaging old business models and reselling it to us.
They've been doing. There's nothing new under the sun. They've been doing this.
I like where he comes from.
See that tree come out the ground?
Right.
If you're like me, you're probably not too big on conspiracies. Ship crash into the Brooklyn Bridge, injuring 19 people and unaliving 2. And after all of that, something weird and crazy took place in Times Square. These videos have popped up all over, with people claiming that all the lights went dark and then this image appeared on a screen. Who is that? What's going on? What is the message here? So the bigger question
I'm confused. Yeah, what is the message?
Is, who is that guy?
Is that Kanye?
It kind of looks like an AI-generated photo, but of who? And why? When all the lights went down, that video appeared on all of the Times Square billboards simultaneously at the same time, causing people to start recording and tell who that was.
What if it's just a simple distraction, though?
Right.
This is what you find when you go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the forest. You know, some good old red reishi mushrooms, some good old medicine. You know what I mean? Growing right on the trees. The synergy between the trees and the fungi is undeniable. Start studying the trees more. Ways you can study them? Take the illumination devices or the ketras. Refer to the article I just wrote, where you can learn what a ketra is, what it means, the body of Ra, the illumination devices that help us understand exactly what these are for. You know, the magic mushroom is an illumination device that gets paired with the other fungi and trees that come from other systems. You know, magic mushrooms usually come from grasslands and sometimes very, very wet forests, you know, like in the Pacific Northwest. But in order to study these trees more deeply, it's highly recommended that you use your illumination devices. Ketraj, the body of Ra, the Ketra Unkaten, the whole and living body of Ra. Get into your studies, y'all. The organic intelligence is calling just as loud as the artificial intelligence, but it's up to you, you know, to be the one, be the weird one, to take initiative, to be weird, and start studying some things outside of what's in the laboratory and get into the natural laboratory where they give you information with no charge needed other than you just showing up.
Facts. And Rishi's work.